I'm going to tell you about this is it's 100% true. If you don't believe it, then that's on you. So I'm kicking back one night, and I start to notice things going on in the air, really weird things. And try to get my friends to look up and stuff. They won't. They're tripping, or they think I'm tripping. And I'm not. So I see all these things happening, and then the Big Dipper starts. Ships start coming down from each star of the Big Dipper, like 4 of them, of the Dipper part. And I'm like, holy shit. So I go down the street, and they're swooping down over Topanga. They swoop over the AT&T building, which is right around the corner from here, and they hit it with lights. I don't know why. And that freaks me out, so I run to the fire station, and I knock on the door, and I'm like, I don't know how to, I don't know what to do, but we've got aliens coming down, you know? And I'd watched too many movies. I kind of thought they were all evil. I kind of think that the smarter you get now, the nicer you are. But I was scared then, so I went to the fire station, and well, they just called the cops because they asked me if I'd been taking drugs. I said, yeah, I've been smoking some weed and stuff, but dude, this is happening, man. I'm saying this is happening. I just want a timestamp on it that I came here and told you that. And so they called the police, and they take me to the police car. And on the way to the police car, I see this one young fireman, and I go, just answer me one question. And he's like, yeah. I go, do you have any other reports of UFOs tonight? And he goes, yeah. One. And I'm like, that makes me feel better. So I get in the back of the police car, and I'm like, fuck. And they start questioning me, treat me like some crazy guy. And I go, you guys, don't you think the last place in the world I want to be right now is in the back of the police car, high, telling you that I'm seeing UFOs? And they think about it a minute, and they go, how about if we just drop you off in Santa Monica? And I'm like, I'm cool with that. Cause, so they take me to Santa Monica, and they drop me off. And then from there, I walk to the 7-Eleven, and I'm waiting for it to open. It's like 5:30, and it's going to open in a half hour. I get beer. And I'm talking to this homeless lady, and this really futuristic plane, it seems like it was ours, it seems like it came out of Santa Monica, flew over us really low. And I asked her, I go, have you ever seen anything like that? And she goes, no. I'm like, wow. From that point on until 10 in the morning, there's no air traffic in LA at all. There's no helicopters, there's nothing coming out of LAX, because I'm sitting on the beach watching. Finally, about 11, they start coming out of LAX. So I wander on home, I take a nap on the beach actually, and then by the time I get up to Topanga, it's dark. And I'm burnt out, tired from running around trying to convince my friends they're UFOs and stuff. So I kick back behind here, up on this hill back here on a shelf. Well, about 45 minutes go by, and I see all these lights in the creek down by the Old Canyon Bridge. And I'm like, the only thing I could think is the cops raiding the creek, right? So I'm like, well, if they want to come up here on this cliff and shoot me out, I'm too tired to run, they can do that. So about a half hour goes by or something, and I start to hear all the little critters in the neighborhood, like the rats and stuff, squealing and running. And I'm like, well, what's that all about, And then I see, like, about 5 minutes after that, I see these two, iridescent blue crystalline eyes staring at me from the tree. And I'm like, wow. And then I see, 20 pairs of eyes staring at me from the trees. They glow in the dark like light blue crystals. And they're, so something tells me, to this day, I still wonder if this was my thought or their thought. But someone told me to sit Indian style and put my hands out like this. And that's weird for me because I don't sit Indian style. I've never been able to, but I do, right? And when I do, these flowers, they have these long thorns, like as long as my finger. They hook into the calluses on my hand right here, one on each side, and pull themselves right up to me. And this is where I'm like not in Kansas anymore, Toto, because it's like, you pinch yourself when you think you're dreaming. Well, I could feel the thorn going in my hand. I knew I wasn't dreaming, right? So they come up to me, and one hangs out here and one hangs out there. This one uh, leaves in like 10 minutes, and this one hangs out with me until I fall asleep. And I would ask him questions. Like the first thing I asked him is, "Would you like some water?" And he would shake its head, no. And they were intelligent. You could tell their eyes. They look at you and they would shake their head yes or no. They didn't talk or anything, though. And I asked him, "Can I go up on your ship?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Wow, cool." And then there were more of them down below, and I'm like trying to look at them, and they've got our clothes on, but they don't really fit in them well, and they keep falling off, like the hat falls off or something like that, or their stem comes out of the legs. I never saw the end of them. I don't know what the end of them looks like, but basically there's a stem with the flower, and then the eyes are in the middle of the flower, and so I don't know if it was too much for me to take, or I was tired from warning everybody the night before, but I pretty much just went to sleep. And I woke up in the morning, they were gone, and I was thinking, totally messed up here. I should have asked for like a keychain or something that I could, or a shirt to show my friends like this is not made on this planet, right? But I didn't. I didn't ask for a trinket. And next time I will, if there's next time. But then they closed down Highway 27, Topanga, for 3 hours in the S-turns, and said there was some kind of car fire or something like that. But I know dang well that was just to get them out, because Highway 27 never closes. And that's the story.